Stop talking about your children's problems. Stop complaining. Stop murmuring. Stop saying that it's difficult to have money. It's not difficult. You're in the wrong mindset, in the wrong communication, bringing pain into existence instead of bringing abundance. There is a power, and this power is accessible to all of us. You have to use your power. You have to really open your mouth and declare, it's me who builds. It's you who builds. Every day you build. You are the prophet of your life. Whoever talks about bad things lives bad things. Those who talk about sadness live in depression. Those who speak of fear live in anxiety. Those who speak of difficulty live in scarcity. You create life and remember, oh, it's all ready, son. The question is, who goes there and takes it? You're taking the worst, you're taking it, you're creating from your word disgrace. From now on, you have to abhor any kind of word, murmuring, victimization, complaint, accusation, ingratitude, and criticism. You can't. If you are able to do just that, combined with self-responsibility, you will live in integrity from tomorrow. Your life will never be the same again. If you intend what comes out of your mouth, and take responsibility for everything that happens to you, the sky's the limit. But it's an understanding that has to enter every cell of your heart. Whoever speaks of betrayal lives betrayal. Those who speak of hatred live with sickness in their souls. Those who speak of hopelessness blind their bones. And you can't understand why you fought all the way here with thoughts of death. What have you been listening to? What kind of content do you consume? What crap do you watch on TV? What kind of videos do you watch? Marathoning series about death, revenge, sadness? Mercifully, there's no time for that. The same time you spend destroying your mind is the same time you spend creating an extraordinary life. But you only have those same 24 hours. How are you going to spend it? People send me a lot of messages saying, Camila, I can't stop thinking about bad things. And I just need to ask you a question. Tell me what comes into your ears. Which tables do you sit at? What are your friends like? Do they talk about difficulties or dreams? Projects? Do they focus on what they didn't want? Or are they always thinking of a way to be someone better? They complain about their husbands, they complain about their children. One day my husband had a group of women from a specific place that I won't talk about. And they said, oh, we invited Camila, but Camila never has time. So they said, where are you going? No, we always meet once a month. Only women, Paulo, how nice. And what happens there? Well, we talk badly. Our husbands, all unhappy, unhappily married. The husbands are exactly as they described. The same. Camila, but they're seeing what they're talking about. That's right, they're fools. They're talking about what's coming. Foolish. They don't have any time at all, nor will they ever. That's a metaphor for our lives. School mother groups. Stop talking about your children's problems. Stop complaining. Stop murmuring. Stop talking about how difficult it is to have money. It's not difficult. You're in the wrong mindset, in the wrong communication, bringing pain into existence instead of bringing abundance. There is a power. Talk to me. There is a power. And this power is accessible to all of us. Look at your partner and say, now it's up to you to get up and take it. It's you who stands up and takes it. It's you who stands up and takes it. So, do I have to shut up, Camila? No, gorgeous. You have to open yours. You have to open your mouth. You have to use your power. You have to really open your mouth and declare, it's me who builds. It's you who builds. Every day you build. Guys, how many times? How many times? Paulo leaves for an important meeting. I call him. Sometimes I'm in one place, he's in another, and I remember that he has an important agenda. I say, love, can you hear me? Can I? Just to prophesy what this meeting is going to be like, what this event is going to be like, what this meeting is going to be like. And when it's over, he calls, it's exactly what you said. No problem. It costs nothing. Camila, I don't have that person in my life. You don't need anyone. You're the prophet of your life. You go to the mirror and declare, do you know what I was doing that night before I went to sleep? Walking, marching around the hotel room and declaring my vision of my life. Bad feelings, change your state. Declare. Open your mouth with authority. You don't need anyone. You just need the conviction that there is an original plan from God for your life. Make your way back and live all the truths that He once declared about you. But it's up to you to put yourself in that place. Camila, look at what God's word says. Is that right? Look at this. About prophecy. When there is no prophecy, the people are corrupted. I'll say it again. If there is no prophecy, the people are corrupted. First of all, what is prophecy? Prophecy, talk to me, words spoken. A prophecy is nothing more than me releasing a word. A word has power. God created the world through the word. God said there is power of life and death in your mouth, and I release what I hope to live. And He says that without prophecy, people become corrupted. Why do they become corrupted? Because the power that exists in the word is to create a vision. You will understand. My word creates a vision, and that vision gives me a direction for what needs to be done. I speak, that's why I think. The thought has already built a vision, and that vision generates a feeling, a bad vision, a feeling of sadness, fear, guilt, anxiety, hopelessness, a positive vision, boldness, courage, the right hormones, the attitude, the positioning, the willingness to do what has to be done. The power of the word, because it creates a vision. What vision are you creating for each area of your life? What vision are you creating for your children? What is the vision? So Camila wants to say that when I don't have a prophecy, I don't have a vision. And if I don't have a vision, people become corrupted. What is corrupt? To corrupt is to have a road in front of me. I become corrupted when I go off the path. I go to the right, or I go to the left. To become corrupted is to get off the right path. And the right path is the one that leads to the vision. Let me tell you a story. There was a prophet called Habakkuk, and Habakkuk was having a straight talk with God. He said, Lord, how long will you stand by? When your people are destroyed? Once again in history, they were tearing down the walls of Jerusalem, burning the gates, taking the people prisoner, men, women, children, young people, exiles. And Habakkuk there saying, Lord, how long? I'm going to sit here, sitting right here. I'm not going to sit here because I'm afraid of it falling down, but I'm going to sit here in a little place, and I'll wait for you. And Habakkuk sits down. And I keep imagining him crossing his arms saying, God, answer me. Answer me. And he says, God answers with a command. His answers always have a command. Talk to me, command and direction. God will always give you a command and a direction. Always. And he's sitting there, and God says, writes down the vision I'm going to give you on tablets. Put it on top of the tower so that even those who run past can see it. For at the proper time it will fulfilled. There was a need to have a vision. A vision is created by a communication. And it has to be nailed to the top of the tower, because at the appropriate time it will be fulfilled. The question is, what is that? Have I built and placed on top of the tower? What is the vision? Because it is being created by my words. What is the vision for my money? What is the vision for my company? What is the vision for my children? What is the vision for my marriage? What is the vision for my body? What is the vision about my health? What is the vision about my way of serving in the world for those people who have nothing to give me in return? What is the vision? 85% of the world, of humanity, has no vision. None. They even have dreams, but dreams are not vision. What's the difference? A dream neurologically has no commitment to becoming reality. Vision does. Vision is a goal. Vision is something clear. It can be seen, it smells, it has color, it shines in the eyes. A dream is just a dream. A dream is just a dream. As long as the dream doesn't become a vision, a goal, it's not at the top of the tower so that you can run past every day and see it. You won't generate in your body any position, any behavior, any chemistry, any attitude to make the vision happen. The dream, right? Until it becomes a vision. Here's what we're going to do. Few things in our country are so cursed by our mouths than our nation. Really? Shall we do an exercise? Let's start with our nation, then we'll move on to our lives. Can I invite you to make a prophecy about Brazil? Let's rise up as an army that will build through our word the nation we want to live in. Camila, but it's so far away. Of course, son, only fools talk about what they see. The wise speak of what they want to live. Now imagine if we all started blessing our nation. Which nation would you live in? We're going to use a power that's upon us. And now we're going to declare the nation, the country that we want to live in. And we're going to declare this prophecy about our nation together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Brazil is a great world power. It is among the world's 5 great powers. Brazil is a technological powerhouse, a powerhouse in agriculture, a powerhouse in industry, a powerhouse in education. Brazil is one of the safest countries in the world. There is full employment in Brazil.
Glory be to God.
Brazil continues. Brazil exports mission and spiritual revival to the whole world. Brazil is a country to be copied. Brazil is the best country in the world to live in. Brazil's per capita income is among the 3 highest in the world. Brazil, in fact, is the country of soccer because the best teams in the world are here. Brazil is a country of happy people, healthy people, harmonious and respectful families. Brazil is an extraordinary country. Brazil is a country made up of passionate Brazilians, full of value and full of mission. Brazil is the best place in the world to live. Today, people in the United States and Europe want to come and live in Brazil. And no Brazilian wants to leave. This is Brazil. This is the real Brazil. The green and yellow Brazil. The democratic Brazil. A fair Brazil. A Brazil where people speak and can speak. A Brazil made for the people, made for Brazilians. That's Brazil. Who wants to live in this country? Who does? Who is going to build this country? I want to live in this country. The question is, have I cursed or blessed my country? Who's falling for it? Every time you talk nonsense, what your eyes see, you say, okay, everything's fine. Fools talk about what they see. Wise people talk about what they want to live. Closed? You can sit down. You haven't had a quantum physics lesson yet, have you, Pedro? No? Okay. So I'm just going to give you a little explanation of quantum physics, just so you understand one more level, one more dimension of the power of the word. What does quantum physics say? Quantum physics says that every mental image has the power of the quantum observer. Talk to me, quantum observer. Every mental image has a power that belongs to the observer. Every repeated and intense mental image tends to come true. Whoa. I'll say it again. Every repeated and intense mental image tends to become real. Whoa, look at the danger. That's great, but it could be the end of all things. What images have you created for yourself? Through your communication. The observation says, quantum physics says that it is the observer who creates reality. That I am here looking at all of you. And if I call, come here, friend, come here. Adelia will stay here by my side. And we'll both look at you. Just a minute. And I'll watch, I'll see the faces, I'll see the posture, I'll see the look, and so will she. If I ask her what she sees, it's certainly different from what I see. Quantum physics says that it is the observer who creates reality. If I look at her and say, what did you feel on that side of the tower? Perhaps she felt something completely different from what I myself felt on this side of the tower. Tower. It's as if the two of us were sisters, and we were raised by the same father, the same mother. Who has a biological brother here? Or raised? Okay. It's very interesting, because we were raised by the same father, by the same mother. We experienced almost the same opportunities, the same situations. But I gave it one meaning and my sister gave it another. It's not like that, is it? Isn't that how it is? Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. My sister has experienced the same things as me. She's out there. Manu is out there. But she gave it a completely different meaning. I listened to criticism and decided to expectations. She heard criticism and said, well, I'm going to be a lot of work. Same father, same mother, same house. And everyone has a different meaning and attitude. She said, you mean I'm going to criticize myself? Am I really lazy? I'm going to be really lazy. I'm going to work hard to study. I'm going to work hard. I assume this. Identity. Quantum physics says that you and I give meaning to everything that happens according to our mental map, our world map. And you and I are the ones who create reality. That's what quantum physics says, okay? God's word says that if my eyes are good, my whole body will have light. But if my eyes are dark, how dark my life will be. We'll have, wow. You mean, Camila, that I'm the one who brings into being the things I want to live from the meaning? Talk to me about meaning. The meaning I give to what I'm seeing. That's why the fool talks about what he sees. And the wise speak of what they want to live. I can look at my son giving me a hard time and get angry and say, I can't take it anymore. I'm no good. I can't set limits. I don't respect myself. I don't honor myself. I don't know anymore. Oh, I give up. And I can look at you and say, son, man, I admire you so much. I see the man God made you to be. I see how wise you are, how intelligent you are, how much you are, son. Drive your Ferrari, man. You're still driving your VW Beetle, but you're a Ferrari. Do you agree that it's completely different? Fools talk about what they see. Let me tell you a story about that. Look at this. Every word immediately produces what? A mental photographic image. Talk to me. Mental photographic image. In the mind of the speaker and the listener. As soon as you speak or hear something, your mind creates a mental photographic image of your words. Any foolish person talks about what they say, what they see. Only a very brave, courageous person speaks about what they want, about what they don't see. And only an extraordinary person says the opposite of what they see. Who is extraordinary here? Raise your hand. I am. Tell me, am I an extraordinary person? I decide to talk about what I want to live and not complain about what I see. Let me tell you a story. Are you ready for something strong? Look at this. Back in the day, many years ago, Paulo had a vision. And he told a story in the CIS method. The story of the prophet of the nations. And he told this story and he said, God has made an impression on my spirit. I know this man exists. I don't know this man, but I know he exists. And he told this story. The story of a young man. He must have been 15, 16, 17. He was addicted to drugs and alcohol. He did the wrong things. Things that addicts do to get drugs. So he was always in trouble, always doing the wrong things. And he was brought up by his grandmother, Donna Maria. And every time he knocked on her door, Donna Maria, your grandson is at it again, that tramp there in the square lying on the ground all bruised up. He got into another fight. And Donna Maria would lovingly open the door, walk to the square, carrying a blanket. And she would cover her grandson and said, come, my love, come, man of God, come, prophet of the nations. I love you. You are precious. This is not your place. And he took her home. The following week, Donna Maria, he's all beaten up. He'd had a fight, caught doing something wrong, completely unconscious there. And she was carrying a cloth. And she covered his humiliation, his shame. And she took it home. And she would stand up and say, come, my prophet. Come, man of God, wise man, saint, intelligent, strong, healed. You have value. You are a man of value. You will be greatly used by God. And she did this every week, one day after another. She covered his shame, tended to his wounds, and cast a vision of who she believed he would become. And look, this video.
I'm here with the prophet of the nations, Ronnie. The story I tell in the CIS method of the prophet of the nations, of Mrs. Maria, who I used to pick up on the street when I was drunk, on drugs, doing the wrong things. She would take a vipo, a cloak, a towel, and go up to take him home. And she would say to him, to her, to God, to the people, come, prophet of the nations, you have countries to visit, to witness God's love. This case that I talked about in the CIS method is real, and here's the proof. Because Ronnie is the prophet of the nations. A man who grew up with all the challenges, poverty, and misery. But the prophecy comes from his grandmother, Donna Maria. Prophet of the nations, he has preached in 60 countries. He spoke 5 different languages in front of me. Okay? And today he lives in Argentina. And he's a prophet to the nations. Man, it's real.
It's real. When I met Paulo, he said, look, I dreamt of you 10 years ago, I met you 10 years ago, and he began to tell the story and how the story fit together so perfectly, so I want to tell you. And that what you saw back there, God is going to bring in place before you. I want to prophesy over your life that your dreams will be real. And just as I'm living the story that he always mentioned and always told, you're also going to live great things from God. God writes stories, and He's using Paulo to change stories. I really believe that whoever is part of this method of science, whoever is part of this great school of life, go in one way and come out another. I'm living proof of why he teaches it's real. It's true. Because what is of God remains Karaka.
Wow. Wow. Donna Maria could have looked at him and called him miserable. He became what she said about him. What have you been saying about your life? About the people you love? What story are you building? With the power of your language? Who has something to improve in this area?
And then I started to look, but I was totally overbearing, totally arrogant. It wasn't easy to live the way I was living. Because I looked at my life, it was super challenging for me to get my medical degree. I was already working in a very big company, in a state-owned company. I had a good job, I had a good salary, and I looked at my family, I looked at my children, and I couldn't find myself even in my profession, let alone within that family. Millions of people today are in a survival situation. They're surviving, they're in terrible health. We know how the management of emotions influences depression, anxiety, Parkinson's, how they influence all the illnesses in our lives. Today, the SIS method for me is an opportunity. An opportunity for what? Life opportunity. If it hadn't been for it, I would have become a statistic. Today you would be hearing or reading about a doctor who destroyed a family and committed suicide.